there, Delilah. You know what I've realized? Just like literally right now, I've never met anyone named Delilah. Yeah, I've never met a Delilah. Look, I had the pimple, I popped it. Sue me. I did. I've been using tretinoin, increasing the frequency, so it's been purging a little more. Today was really good. Got the day started around 8 or 9. Got one set of graduation pics out, one halfway done, so I have one left. The fourth person, we're doing some more photos later this week, and then booked another person for May. Posted OverExposed on time. And I went on a walk. Went on a little walk. It was nice out. My roommate informed me it was beautiful outside, so I went on a little 15-minute saunter. Ate 3 meals. And danced. I also rediscovered music. So I deactivated Spotify a couple months ago now, and I haven't really been listening to music. My boyfriend will send me SoundCloud mixes, like from his favorite radios, like Sasha Marie and Soul Action. And so that's really like where I'm getting music from, but they kind of play the same type of vibes, or I'll hear the same type of music, but I missed like music, like listening to an album or something. So I remembered that YouTube existed, so I put in Olivia Dean and listened to like all her stuff and like the same advertisement every video, but whatever. And then I put Dijon, whose shirt I'm wearing, and then I put on, I think, briefly Rihanna, and then I remembered Losing You by Solange, and then I started dancing. Oh, and I baked some cookies and danced in the kitchen with the cookies. And I also did like a little whimsy video. Just like, I was just like listening to It Isn't Perfect, But It Might Be by Olivia Dean. And it's something about Olivia that's just like, she's like the epitome of like the type of energy of a woman that I want to be. And, or a great representation of like visual and vocal representation of that. So I was just like listening to it, and I felt like flowy and like womany whenever I listen to her music. And I was wearing a really cute outfit, like my little home pants plus this white button-up shirt that I usually wear for work, but you know, I don't go out for work in the office anymore, so I was like, I just want to wear it in the home. So I made this cute little video, add a little whimsy into my day. So then the Solange dancing was a little more whimsy. And yeah, and those two things were inspired by the tasks on Artist Way, because one of the questions was list 20 thlike list 20 things that you love to do, and then write down next to it the last time you did it. And I had a little bit of trouble writing down 20 things. I think technically you're supposed to keep these things to yourself, but this is central, I guess, so it's just me. But yeah, I wrote down dancing and music, listening to music, and I was like, yeah, I guess I haven't really obsessively listened to music in a while, because I don't really have the avenue to do that now that I don't have Spotify. The alternative is I've started buying CDs, but I don't have like a CD converter or like an iPod or anything yet, which I eventually want to get. But it's just like not on the high priority list right now. So for now, I'll just like listen to YouTube as I get the cravings for music. But yeah, I missed it, and I missed just dancing. And the dopamine rush was a lot. It was so great. Even just like that 15-minute stroll. Oh my gosh, it was great. It was lovely. So yeah, a lovely little day. I didn't really get reading in. I didn't do something else that I planned to do, but yes. So tomorrow I'm going to go to bed early being like before 11. Tomorrow I have 3 calls, 1 in-person visit included in that. So 2 calls and 1 in-person visit. And technically a 9-mile run. I'm gonna look at the weather after I finish this, and see if I can do that in the AM. So if I could do that like early morning, that would be awesome, because then that would give me a good amount of the day to still be able to like eat and do stuff before my first call. So that's the goal, is to get a run in, get my meetings in, send off one of the grad photos and do like a smaller task. That's really all I'm aiming to do on Tuesday. Yeah. So that's the day today, and that's what the day is looking like tomorrow. But today was a great day to remind myself to move and dance and laugh and engage with other creative mediums, including music, that I miss doing. So I'm going to go to bed. And I will... Oh, I almost forgot. I had applied to... Visco did an open call for like a Photoville thing. So I'm already having something shown in Photoville. The announcement finally went up with Black women photographers, which is awesome because I went there for the first time 5 years ago when I first visited New York City ever. And I was here just visiting for 6 weeks. Went to Photoville, loved it. I think I applied 1 year to get roots in and it didn't get through. I just never tried again after that because I was like, I don't think I have anything really to show. But I got a piece. I don't know how many pieces are going to be shown through Black women photographers. I should probably reach out and be like, do you guys need those photos? But so I applied to the Visco community call and I didn't make it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I saw on the Photoville website, it was showing all the exhibitions, and then I saw the Visco one. I didn't see my name. I was like, oh, I didn't hear from them, but I guess it's, not everything you'll hear that you didn't get it. But then I got an email today being like, hey, like you didn't get to there's limited space on the physical one, but we accepted you onto the online extended exhibition. So that was pretty cool. So that's like up on their website as like a blog post. So I'm gonna share that tomorrow on the socials. It's like, that's really nice. So it's nice because things have shifted from just no to like almost theirs, right? Like the pitch was like a second place. The grant that I'm still waiting to hear from, finalist. The residency, finalist, but didn't get it fully. This didn't get the physical, but got the extended. So, like, we're getting there. We're transitioning into more like middle space stuff. So, hoping the grant will signal a turn of the tide. I'm gonna wait a week until I reach out. Next week I'll reach out and be like, hey, is there any update on this? I'm sure they'll let us know by the end of this week because the month will end. And it's a monthly award, so they'll want to announce it soon for the next month. I didn't even think about that actually, so I'm sure I'll hear by this week. Unless they just don't tell you if you don't get it, but I feel like they would if you've made it to finalists. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to share that. I forgot about that for a minute. So I'll share that tomorrow. But a great start to this week. I'm very, very happy, very, very proud of myself. And I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to wake up a little earlier tomorrow just to kind of get the day rolling. But now that I remember that, I'm going to get my running stuff ready so I have no excuse. So we can set ourselves up for success. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello. I am absolutely bone tired, but I simply must tell y'all about my day today. It was the perfect representation of what I imagine the rest of my life will look like in the best way. And not like an entirety of what my life will look like, but like what I imagine day to day will be. So I started my morning, unfortunately, a little late. And honestly, it's because I just kept rewatching my Instagram story of me dancing to Losing You by Solange in the kitchen with my freshly baked cookies last night. I don't think I'll understand. I post things for me, not for you, audience. I find myself deeply entertaining. Very much so. And I just giggle and cackle at everything that I post. So I was just watching that over and over again last night. It's why I slept late. And it's why I was in bed for a minute. I'm not going to lie. I was just watching it over and over again. So I started the day a little late. And then I worked on emails. And then I had some meetings for the day. I feel like I did something else in the morning. I can't remember. I'm dealing with some health issues, which thankfully insurance kicks in May, which is in a few days. And guess who has an appointment on that first day of May? Me. So, hopefully things get figured out. I've been kind of chill about it. My whole thing is like, there's no point in borrowing tomorrow's problems. It's going to take a minute to get to the appointment, get test results, get referrals, second opinions, procedures. It may be a while. So I'm like, why am I going to stress about this and be anxious about it? But that is something that's like on my mind. But so that's what I did in the morning. That's what I did actually, is I was like setting up appointments, figuring out my new insurance. And then I had a meeting. And I must have been doing something before that though. But I had a meeting. And so basically with the pitch that I did a few days ago, part of winning second place is you get consultation with the different organizations that were involved in hosting the pitch, which is an amazing resource. So I got to have an hour-long conversation with the founder of the organization, the primary organization that was hosting the event, Safe Space, Taya. Shout out Taya. Oh my gosh, she was incredible. Taya, girl, you changed everything for me. It was super helpful. She went through, so I've been applying to a lot of grants for this big project I keep referring to. It's called Studio Roots. Eventually I'll share about it, but I'm not ready to share like on the online world yet about it. But I had pitched that and so yeah, I've been applying to a bunch of grants for it, but I haven't gotten any success. And so it kind of brings the question of like, okay, how can I rework this? Like maybe something's wrong with the application. So she helped me rework my like project proposal and made some really great suggestions of like incorporating visuals and how to work with different requirements. And then she just kept giving me like so much amazing advice that genuinely like changed how I'm approaching everything for the long term. So shout out Taya. What a gorgeous, amazing human. Love the space she's created and the resourcing, and I just can't wait to continue to support them. And then after that, I had some food and I got ready to go downtown. Oh, I made a great breakfast this morning, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. Yesterday, I made a great breakfast. I made an omelet for the first time in my life. May perchance been the second time in my life, but that's not the point. Then I went downtown deep because I had interviewed for a part-time job for like an office assistant at an agency maybe at this point a month ago, and I didn't get it. But the person I interviewed with was so lovely. We have a mutual friend, which is how I found out about the job. She was like, listen, like, I'd love to have you come by the office and meet the team. And so I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to take you up on the offer. Because sometimes people will be like, oh, let us know if we can ever help you in the future or something. And you're kind of like, yeah, that's just like, I'm from the South. We say things, sometimes you don't really mean it. But I was like, I'm going to call the bluff on this. And I didn't think it was a bluff, but I was like, yeah, I'm actually going to do this. So I went down and got to meet the team, and her and I had a lovely chat, and it was just awesome, like having conversation. And then I left and came back uptown, and it was nice because on that, it was deep downtown. So I got the chance to get some reading done on one of the herbalism books I'm reading. I realized I haven't been going on the train much recently, and I realized I do get a lot of my reading done on the train. So it was nice. I'm like almost done with the book. Started it on the train and almost done with it. Probably one more round of a travel and then I'll be done with it. Then came back for a job interview for another part-time job I've been considered for. And that went really well, I think. I think I did great. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to who you're compared against and who else applied and like their specific needs and yada, yada. So should find out about that by this week, because they're looking to kind of turn this around pretty quickly. So it would be really lovely, and I really liked the person that I interviewed with, and I really liked the company, and it would be nice to have some stable income, and it's really flexible, and yada, yada. So that was great. And then immediately after, I went straight on a run. So I went on a 9.3 mile run, and I pushed myself on that run, which is why I'm so bone tired. Because I am trying to PR for a half marathon and I want to run a sub 2-hour marathon. So if none of those words mean anything to you, PR means set a personal record, and sub 2 is just like, I would like to run below 2-hour marathon. So 1 hour, 59 minutes, 59 seconds would be great. Fastest I've done is 2 hours and 6 minutes. So even if I beat that, that'd be awesome, but I would like to go below that. So you'd think shaving off 6 minutes would be easy, but it is a little tough, especially because I'm not as at my fitness level as I was last year. So I was like, I'm going to try and start using my long runs to actually push myself, because usually it's like easy running. And then you go harder on the speed runs, which are shorter bursts of high energy and high speed. But I wanted to push myself a little bit just to like get used to running those longer distances at a higher speed. That went well. I think I averaged like a 9. So in order to run a sub 2 hour marathon, like a 1 hour 59-minute marathon, or half marathon, sorry, you need to run about according to this one website I looked up, run a 9-minute pace. And I was able to get it down to a 10-15-minute pace, which is pretty good considering, again, like my leg weakness and the fact that my past long runs have been around 11:30. So that felt pretty great. That was hard though. The first 3 miles, I genuinely considered turning around. I didn't think I could do it, but I got there. Then came back. I called my mother on my walk back, and caught up with my roommate, and my boyfriend called me, and all while I was doing this, I was making a pizza, like this big pizza, because I need to get rid of some vegetables in my fridge, but also tomorrow is going to be a long day where I'm entirely out of the apartment, co-working at a friend's place, or at a friend's co-working space, and then I'm going to go visit a friend in the area, and then going to shoot a run club event in the evening. So it's all in Brooklyn, Bushwick, Williamsburg area. So I initially had resigned myself to being like, oh, I'm probably going to spend money to like eat out. But I was like, no, we're not going to do that. So I remember that I had a pizza, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, because that's something I don't have to microwave. Because I won't have access to a microwave. I can just eat it cold, even though I'm anti-eating cold pizza. But I can just probably like heat it up in the morning and then like put it in a pack or something. But anyway, so I baked this big pizza, and then I cut it up and I portioned it out into little like glass jars. And then I made my dinner at the same time. So I had dinner, and I recorded a little like running blog of the run. And so I like kind of put that into TikTok and got it ready in the drafts. And now we're here, and it is almost midnight. Ideally, I need to be out of here by 9 to make the meeting with my friend at 10. But and so like ideally I would be waking up at 6 a.m. so that I have the time to have my slow morning, eat. I didn't get anything ready. If I loved myself really, truly deeply, I would get my clothes ready. I would pack all the stuff that I need. And so that all I have to do in the morning is just like wash my face, put on the clothes and eat breakfast. We don't love ourselves that truly deeply, amazingly. We do love ourselves, but just not that deeply tonight. I'm so tired. I can't even think about it, even though it will just take me like 10 minutes, but I don't want to do it. Okay. So ideally I'd be able to wake up at the latest at 7, at the earliest at 5:36, because then I can also try and finish up a grad set that I'm halfway done with. So that would be awesome. Because then I don't have to worry about like the final grad set, which I already blocked off. It's tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday to work on and deliver by then. And like a little bit of tomorrow. So that's where we're at. So we're like, let's make, so I'm proud of myself for the food. I'm probably still going to buy like some fries, because they have really good fries at that co-working spot. But I saved myself probably like $30, which I could have expensed because it's like a working day. But I didn't want to. So yeah, and then I had an event inquiry come in from a friend's company. My friends have been holding it down. Like, they've been referring me left and right, and I appreciate them so deeply. I love y'all so much, so down bad. Even like friends like feeding me and stuff. I'm just like, when I have money, I'm taking all y'all out. We're gonna eat good. And so I'm really, really grateful. I also wrote out a TikTok video that I'm gonna make, or just like a social video about advice on quitting and with my experience, like things that I recommend you maybe think about and you should do. And it's something that I haven't really seen a video on, that maybe just hasn't come up on my feed, but it's inspired by a friend who texted me a couple days ago, maybe like 2 days ago, and was like, hey, I'm thinking about leaving my job. Is there anything that you wish you had done or that you did that like helped you in your transition and yada yada? And I sent him a 15-minute voice memo. But I think a lot of what I talked about is like good to think about. And as someone who prepares and thinks and plans things, I think I did it pretty well actually. And I honestly haven't been, like, I've been stressed. I mean, y'all, if you've been following, 17 episodes in the 17 weeks of the year so far. 17 working weeks, because I think I missed 1 week when I was on vacation. There have been some stressful parts, but honestly, relative to a lot of other people's experiences, I'm chilling. I'm really enjoying life. I was trying to explain that to my mom on the phone because she was excited that I was looking for a part-time job. And I was like, yeah, it's fine if it doesn't work. And she was like, you need something. So you don't have to always live your life thinking, oh, how can I make rent? I was like, I made rent in 13 hours in 2 events in 13 hours. Okay? It would have taken me 2 weeks of working 8-hour work days to make rent at a full-time job. That's not my full-time job. So I'm chilling. I'm doing good so far. Knock on wood, it stays that way. And, we're also thinking higher. I kind of caught myself earlier today where I was like, because I told myself initially at the beginning of the year, I just want to make rent and pay bills each month, like for the year. Like that's really my main goal. But I was like, maybe we should start thinking a little, like maybe we should speak more and not place that limitation onto ourselves mentally or out loud. And it's interesting because one of my friends texted me and we're texting about a scenario and he was like, you should be valuing yourself way more, just from another context of a conversation that I won't bring in. But it's just really been lovely talking to so many different types of people, and like they're just like jotting ideas in your head that you may not have thought of and how they consider things and their worldview and perspectives. And you're like, wow, I didn't even know you could hustle in this way. So it's all been really lovely. But yeah, it's a really, really good day. What would have made it really great is if I had gone to sleep by 10, which I could have, but I decided to go on the phone. Actually, I was reading and eating, and then, yeah, anyway. So, tomorrow I'm really excited about. It's going to be a good day. A lot of friends, a lot of love. And I think I set myself up pretty well yesterday. And thinking ahead to Thursday, it's just going to be a lot of computer time editing. Oh, I have a legal appointment tomorrow, actually. I forgot about that. With one of the consulting groups, or the groups that I get through the pitch. I only get 15 minutes on the call, so I'm going to spend probably the hour before drafting up a general contract, because I want to start. I've never made a contract on my side, and I maybe just want them to like quickly review it and yeah, maybe go through there. There's a resource that I found somehow, and we're super roundabout. Oh, on LinkedIn, and it's like $9 to buy the bundle of a contract and invoices and everything that this person put together for freelancers. And I may do it, but it's just $9, and I just need something to start from. So yeah, maybe I'll just wait. I'll like attempt to make one myself, and then see what the lawyer. I'm just trying to figure out how to maximize 15 minutes. 15 minutes is not a lot of time. I respect it, but I'm like, how can I immediately like just get your, 15 minutes. Yeah. What do you do in 15 minutes? What will be the most valuable? So I'm going to have to figure that out tomorrow. I think I'm also going to take out my twists for tomorrow, because my friend and I are going to post a social video, and they've kind of gotten a little fuzzy and they're on the thicker side, so they weren't as cute as like the thinner ones I had last week. So we're just going to let the hair out, let it breathe a little bit. Hopefully it comes out decent in the morning, because that don't need to be working on my hair in the morning. Because why? I didn't love myself truly deeply enough to get everything else ready. So I don't have much. I have to do that in the morning. It's so funny looking at my stack of books. I'm not going to show you. There's like 30 books on that pile. Photo books and herbalism books that I need to get through. But I was saying something about, Thursday. I think I just have one meeting, so it's going to be editing the Run Club photos and then the graduation photos, wrapping that all up. Because then I have graduation photos Friday. Oh, I have that photo shoot I did last week, or a few days ago, that I need to also edit. So yeah, I think Thursday's just going to be a full edit day. 3 editing sets, so that when Friday rolls around and I do the next graduation shoot, I've already sent the other stuff off. I've been really quick with turnarounds. I think I've been averaging 24 hours, 36 hours at most to turn photos around to people. And I just don't like having the weight of something on me. And the longer I spend on something, the more I don't want to do it. And it's just good practice. because everyone's happy. I'm happy because it's off my weight and my shoulders, and the clients are happy because they get their stuff pretty quickly. And also it leaves me to feel good about Friday. Friday is going to be ridiculous. Friday's packed. So we'll review that later in the week, but this whole weekend, honestly, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's summer's coming. May is actually, it's a really good month, but it's a really busy month, but it's also a very exciting month. So, and only going to continue to get more exciting. But everything's been really great. Okay, I'm gonna go then. Hello. Today's vlog was dedicated to Nwadi. Nwadi, if you're watching this and you're doing your dishes or anything, this is for you, girl. That made my day. She was like, I watch your stuff. I'm sorry. I forgot I was in a Slack channel. Yeah, I didn't update yesterday, but I have excellent news. Actually, I need to go back and look at my time sheet because I don't remember what I did. So yesterday was a very busy day. So we'll start there and then we'll catch up to today. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. So I went to SAA to work with Minnie, my friend. Because we were planning for a photo workshop series that we're doing this whole year. I don't remember if I talked about it on here. But, so we like locked in, we did that. I had a call with like a legal consulting person who was amazing. Answered all of my texts and DMs that I had backlogged. It took me 45 minutes. And then I felt so happy and satisfied. 30 minutes later, full again, because what happens? People respond back. So it's never ending. And then there was a run club shoot, so I like briefly did some prep, just like looked at some like inspiration to kind of jog the mind, and then changed and went out for that shoot, and it was so fun. And I finished editing the photos today, and they are fire. According to Noah, he said, and I quote, all caps, amazing. Just look through them. Wow. Ate this one up. I needed to free up storage because I had so many to save. Win. Some of them, they're really, really loose with like they'll be like, you know, they have what they want. And then it's like, do what you want from there. And that's always the energy that I've always had whenever I do photo shoots. Ever since I've had photo classes in college, like I would go above and beyond for no reason, or do extra. And it has saved me and like furthered me in every way in my photography career and life to always just do a little more and like get what you need, but then do something extra for yourself, like what you may be interested in, and sometimes include it when you send it in. And what I've been finding recently is those are the ones that they actually end up liking, they being like people that I work with. So I threw in some experimental shit. I like experimented with some editing, and I think I took some of my favorite photos I've ever taken. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But when I tell y'all I was sprinting, I ran an 8-minute 44-second pace with that camera in hand, running after everybody. We're running through the streets. I will say it's way more fun and visually interesting to run through the streets and photograph versus like a track. So that just like had so much opportunity. But the thing is, you have to move so quick. Like, people don't realize unless you're a photographer. Like, I don't know the route. I don't know what the plan was. I show up. This is what's happening. Cool. Okay, I know they want motion, so we're gonna do a lot of blur. I have my flash on my camera, like, and then we're running through the streets, and you're turning corners. You've got a group. You're kind of going to the front, going to the back, going to the middle. You're trying to get different angles and sides. Like, it's one of those moments where it's like, this is what you pay people for. Yes, you can pay someone, you know, cheaper who may be a newbie, but like what you get out of someone who knows what they're doing, even if it's the same amount of time, is the ability to think quick. Because I had to adjust constantly the flash. I don't use TTL, I use manual. So I was manually adjusting the flash as I was running to correlate with like how far or close I was, right? Like if I was close to somebody, I have to lower the brightness of the flash, and vice versa. If I was like there was one point where I was all the way on the sidewalk and they were all the way there, so I had to brighten it up. Then you're also fucking around because it's motion, so I'm fucking around with like the shutter speed, and I'm checking like to see what it looks like and see if it's like the shutter speed that I want it to be while I'm running an 8-minute and 44-minute second pace. And try not to get hit by cars and like not fall behind, because if you fall behind you're done, you know. So that was like that was fun, because it was just so like, I think that's why I was able to run so fast, because I was so distracted, not distracted, but like, yeah, distracted from thinking about the fact that I was running that fast. So it was a lot of fun. So yes, and then after it was over, checked my email and got an update from the grant. So I have applied to 2 categories of grants. One for my photo project that I'm working on, that I've been putting all this time and months on. 2, I actually only did this for 1 grant, but the photo workshop I'm doing with my friend Minnie. Only applied to 1 thing for that. It's this rolling monthly grant. We didn't get it last month. We made it to finalists this month. And I did the interview with them last week and refreshed my email. And we got the grants. We got the grant. Which is game changer. Such game changer. So that was a win, and that felt so good. Oh my gosh, that felt so good. It was like such a perfect round off of that day. Yeah, so this morning I posted a lot on my story, just like kind of doing community asks for resourcing and like people who are experts in different topics of photography to crowdsource. I already have some people in mind, but the way I envision this being is like not just, so it's basically monthly sessions. We're going to hear more about this probably before this is out, maybe. But I don't just want there to be one lead educator. I want there to be support staff essentially at each one, like volunteers who are also experts who'll be in the room to help when we do breakout sessions and yada yada. Anyway, so I already have people in mind for stuff, but it takes a lot of people, and closed mouths don't get fed, you know what I mean? So I did that for an hour where I like kind of posted everything. And I had a meeting with a consultant who I met at an event that I was photographing, who was like I was consulting the consultant. Excuse me, basically he's a partner, I guess. And then I edited the photos from last night. Then I edited graduation photos, went out to date night, sent the graduation photos, and just cleared out my email because I just haven't been on email today. So cleared that up, locked down a graduation shoot. I responded back to the grant and like sent them what they needed. And yeah, so that was my day. So it's now 11:30. Tomorrow is crazy. Tomorrow's a lot, and I didn't realize when I was planning my day that it's, I think, May Day, where it's like shut everything down. So I am working, it's a graduation photo shoot in the early morning. And then I have a doctor's appointment, and then there was a pop-up, like an Ethiopian pop-up in Brooklyn of this brand, small brand. I'm gonna try and limit how much money I spend outside tomorrow in solidarity. So I may not go. It also just would be way too much for me to do that because I need to be back in Harlem because there are 2 events happening in Harlem. One of them is an art and activism event, which is so it's related to the larger theme of the day. And then there's a Mapping Malcolm event at the Apollo, and I've never been to the Apollo. That's been on my list. So this is all happening in Harlem, which is the most ideal because it looks like I'd be staying there. And then there's an event in that evening in Brooklyn. I do not know if I will be leaving. I should. I'll do my best because it's a birthday. So that's tomorrow. So it's a lot of boom, 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 boom. And in the middle of that, I need to finish one more graduation set because I want to be done with that before the weekend. And I would like to start editing photos that I took on Monday, but I don't think we'll get to that because my Sundays looks packed, as is my Saturday. So it's really like, I was hoping to be done with all the graduation photos anyway before tomorrow. But like something happened Tuesday and I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to get done on Tuesday. I don't remember why. So anyway, so I'm still waiting for the part-time job to hear back from them. It's like the last thing. Yeah. So that's my update. So some good news. And it's funny, my insurance kicks in tomorrow after not having insurance for 6 months. Yeah, I already had a doctor's appointment booked and ready. I like have this fear that it'll go away. So I'm like, let me lock everything up. So I need to schedule like everything else that I need to get checked up just to have that done and caught up. I don't remember I mentioned it. I feel like I mentioned the other video, but I am going through some health issues potentially. So it'll be nice to start the process of doing that. Sorry, I'm in the Brooks Reddit collective chat. I don't check this as often as I should. Just cause it's a lot of upkeep. A lot of communication spaces that I'm in, and you know, a girl can only handle so many. So yeah, we are at the end of the month. We're at the end of April. I haven't done my little reflection on the month. I did miss morning pages yesterday and today. Yesterday I was running late. Today was a mess a little bit. So I didn't get to do it. So I'm now going 2 for 2 weeks of 2 days of not doing it in each week. Yeah, just quickly glancing at like my goals that I had for April, personal and professional, didn't do a majority of them. But I know because I keep time that I am doing stuff. I think I need to be better at making sure I'm doing the things I also have listed out in my lists, because those are all working towards larger goals. So that's something I'm still trying to figure out how to make sure I still do. I did take my hair out of twists yesterday. Kind of regret it because now she's just all out. So I need to do something with her so she's not just chilling. Also, you're right. Anyway, oh fuck. I think I had something due today. Oh yeah, I get to mark this as, hold on, let me update my little denied and all that stuff. Winner. Nice. That feels good. That feels pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, that's my update for the past 2 days. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm very curious to see how far I go into today. I'm so tired. And it's starting the morning early, and I think when I come back from the graduation, I'm going to ingest those photos and then go straight into working on that other one up until I need to leave for my appointment. So that hopefully, like around 3 or 4, I can take a nap and then get through the evening with the 3 back-to-back events. We'll see. Because sometimes when I plan things, they don't work. So that's what that is. But anyway, I am going to go to bed. But thanks for being here and watching if you are. Oh, reporting to you live at 2 a.m. I just finished editing photos. That's all I've been doing. Everything that I said was gonna happen today didn't happen, naturally. Sometimes baddies are sad and just need to nap away their feelings. So that's what I did. Well, I woke up at 6, did grad photos, came back, slept, canceled my doctor's appointment. I rescheduled it, and then just slept until like 2. And then I got up and started editing this one set that was like a larger set and had more complicated retouching stuff. So that took the majority of the day. That took the whole day, essentially. But because I had my moment and slept in, I wasn't able to finish in time to go to the 4 things that I wanted to go to, which is like frustrating. One of them was a pop-up I really wanted to go to for this Ethiopian small brand, but I was like, you know what, that's not worth it anyway. Not worth it, but I don't have money anyway, and it doesn't make sense for me to go into Brooklyn to then come back for what was supposed to be 2 events in Harlem. Both of them were on art and activism, and like black art and activism specifically, but I was still editing, and because client wanted them today, and then I already had said I can't make it to it was a friend's surprise birthday, because I thought I was going to be at the second Harlem event, which would have been like into the birthday, and it would still have taken an hour to get to Brooklyn, and I would have people would have been gone. So yeah, so today just was an indoor day editing. I finished the one client's photos, sent them off. I finished another set, set that off, and I finished sending like low res selects for them to select for another set. So I'm almost done with this whole group of graduation photos. I think there's gonna be 2 more rounds. And then I have another grad photo booking in like 2 weeks. And then I still have to edit with whatever feedback I get tomorrow. And then those portraits I took on Monday. So yeah. Something I'm thinking about is I'm like behind on keeping track of my time. I keep track of my time, but I'm behind on putting it into my spreadsheet that I made. I'm way behind on like my even just keeping track of how much I've made, like my general budget, but also like specific project budgets. I'm behind on a lot of operational stuff and things like that, and like keeping track of my expenses, I'm a little behind on that, like a month and a half behind. So I'm thinking it may be worth it. My whole philosophy at the beginning of this year was let me make everything from scratch and see what I can just do myself. And so I can really understand everything that I'm doing and what is necessary, and then outsource whatever like I end up not having time for, because I also just didn't want to spend money on a lot of different platforms in the very beginning when I was making nothing at the beginning of this year. So now that we're 5 months into the year, I'm thinking it may be worth it to at least get Honeybook, because that keeps track of a good amount of different stuff, including like invoicing and time and something else. Oh, expense receipts, I think. Stuff like that, which would be really helpful. So I'm thinking about that. That's all I really got. Tomorrow there's an event in one party. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the party, and I'm definitely gonna make the event. That one I'm definitely gonna make. But the first half of the day I'm probably gonna sleep in, but like the first half of the day will be doing editing stuff. Hopefully would like to be done with everything photo editing this weekend. It just takes so much time, and it always takes me longer than I think. I've just been having a lot of like back pain and neck pain from all the sitting and stuff. My body's just been like slowly failing on me low key. Oh, some good news. I was just refreshing my email as I do, and I got an email saying time sensitive. So I'd applied to Visco and Photoville. I've been called to be featured in Photoville physically, but it didn't get I submitted like a shit ton. You just submitted it on Visco and then like in your feed, and then they would, go to the hashtag or whatever. But I got one of them online on their blog, so like an online exhibition. Got selected for that and curated for that, right? Cool.
get an email saying, hey, time sensitive, from the VSCO lead curator, I believe, being like, hey, like Photoville ended up giving us last minute extra space and we want to show one of your photos, so can you send us the details and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So I have the Black Woman Photographer and Photoville photo up, and then I have the VSCO one on in person, and one of them on their platform, their blog. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, excited to see it. Opening weekends in a few days. That was really lovely. A really full circle. And that photo that they selected is what I took of her is it's my friend, and that was our first time ever meeting. And we took it in Brooklyn Bridge Park. So, and it was the year that I first went to Photoville. So it's all full circle. One of the photos I took in Brooklyn Bridge Park first year was in the first summer when I got to see Photoville, is now going to be in Photoville in Brooklyn Bridge Park 5 years later. So that's a nice little full circle moment. So yeah, that was the one little bright light of the day, but just like low energy, sad, down, all the things from just personal life. And yeah, sometimes baddies just need to nap their feelings away, you know? The dilemma is now I don't know if I'm sleepy enough to actually fall asleep. So I'm going to probably read. I'm reading this shitty book. Like, not even like shitty, like as in like, guilty pleasure. No, it's like a bad book. Bad plot. It's a trilogy. I'm on book 3. The first one was good. I think I rated it like a 4.5. And the second one I put 0.5. This one is already pissing me off. But whatever. I'm like, I want to see how in the fucking world you're gonna end this. Just constant reminders that imposter syndrome shouldn't be a thing, because there are people who are making shit and doing shit who are in charge who shouldn't be, you know? So don't feel imposter syndrome, because no. So yeah, that was my day. I am desperate need of a massage. Oh, something I need to invest in for sure. I really, really realized it today when I was taking my bag with me. I need to get like a rolling Pelican case. I can't keep carrying things on my back. I think my back is just shot. I've always had back pain, especially because I was reading a lot, so I was always like slouched. And then just 8 years of photography and like carrying things on your shoulder, especially in college. I was carrying gear all over my shoulders, like having heavy book bags, middle school, high school, because I always carried a bunch of books in my bags. It's catching up. So, and by catching up, I mean it's here. It's caught me. I'm snagged. Back pain is serious, and so I think I really need to invest in a Pelican case to just roll with me, because I can't keep carrying stuff. Because that bag doesn't even have much, but that thing hurts. Even just like a normal bag hurts me. My shoulders, everything. So I think I'm gonna book a massage and like one other thing I guess I have to buy. There was something else I remembered earlier where I was like, oh, I should probably get that. This is proving to be a necessary thing, huh? It's always just constant the stuff, equipment-wise. So, anyway, that's everything that's on my mind. So I'm going to attempt to go to sleep. I kind of feel sleepy, but I'm going to go do my whole little routine. And then we'll try again tomorrow. Is this thing working? I recorded something. I started recording 3 minutes in, and then it's like, iPhone storage full. I feel like a lot of my friends have been like, being like, oh, my phone storage just ran out, and I think Apple's onto something. I think they're doing something right now. Anyway, I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet because I don't want to do this again. But great weekend. A weekend that gave a perfect glimpse into what summer is going to be like, and I cannot wait. But yesterday there was an Ethiopian Jazz Festival, so some friends came and we just like had a great time, and it was perfect and beautiful. And then today, stopped by the place that I've been interviewing for that part-time job, and got to kind of see them in action and chatted, and I think we still have a couple more conversations to go.
later this week, but I feel like I kind of got it, but we'll see. Then went to Prospect Park where my friend, who's a singer, we were filming a music video for her. So, like, kind of like just being in it, and it was so much fun. It was just so much whimsy and fun, and the weather was perfect. And then I came home. Oh my gosh, the funniest thing happened to me today. Actually, kind of crazy. I walked into a cafe after my interview, and 30 seconds in, I see a little child. It's like a tiny cafe. Like, you walk in and you can touch the corners, basically. Not like that, but like, it's small. And so I walk in and I see a little baby and its dad holding it. And I'm like, hello, you know, as a normal human would. And then the dad goes, do you want to play with the baby? I just walked in. There's not even enough time to establish rapport or anything, or like credibility or trust. I'm thinking peekaboo. So I'm like, yeah. So then he like leans the baby towards me, and I'm thinking, there's no way that you're about to give me your baby. There's no fucking way. Like, maybe you're just like seeing if the baby, like, you're doing like a little He hands me the child. So I'm, at this point, 45 seconds into being in the cafe, I'm holding a child that is, I don't even think the child could walk. I can't. I'm not good at, like, age ranges up until, like, 10 years old. I can't figure out what age range. So I don't know what age range, but I think it was, like, one or 2 years old. 1 year old, maybe not less than one, but maybe 1 to 2. So I'm confused. But I'm like, hey, I'll go with it. So I order my little chai latte with oat milk. $7 with tip. And I always feel bad not tipping, but I'm like, why am I tipping? But, like, I tipped. Because I always feel bad by it. I just do, like, $1. So a chai latte always ends up being $7, $8, which I think is ridiculous. Because also, a lot of them taste terrible. This one was disgusting. Sorry. But, so I'm, like, playing with this child. I'm like, okay, well, how do I keep this kid entertained? You know? And the dad's chatting on the bench with some 2 other people who I'm trying to figure out, are any of the moms? But they were giving body language of, like, we got roped into this conversation with this person, potentially. So we, like, find some markers. Like, I'm waiting for my order. The order's ready. I'm like, okay, kind of want to, you know, drink and leave. And also, like, I have not held a child in years, but I'm really good with babies. I'm really, really good with babies. I have credibility behind that statement. And anyway, so we're playing a little bit, and then, like, I'm like, okay, it's been about 5 to 8 minutes, you know? My shoulders are starting to hurt because, like, I'm already weak in my upper body from all the camera carrying. So I, like, go back to him, and I had overheard him at one point being like, yeah, we're here every Saturday and Sunday, and, like, you know, we're giving her a break for, like, 2 hours. And I'm sat there thinking, how would she feel? I'm assuming the mother feel that you're giving your child to strangers to hold. The way I was taught with kids, wash your hands, hand sanitizer, make sure you don't wear a lot of perfume. You could be wearing something that the kid's allergic to, right? Like, kids get sensitive skin. I could have, like, been a smoker with dirty clothes. There was not enough time for there to be an assessment on whether I was worthy of holding this kid. So I go back to him, I'm like, okay. And then he doesn't really get, so the kid's holding these markers. So I'm, like, ready to give the child back, assuming he'd get it and, you know, want his child back. And then he just takes a marker out of the baby's hand and, like, puts it in his mouth, which is disgusting. Like, this is, like, markers that were in, like, a public cup for the purpose of people to use to write. So he puts it in his mouth, and I'm like, oh my God. And he starts playing with the marker, and he's like the dad to the kid. I'm still holding the kid, mind you. Dad is sat. I'm standing. We're in front of the dad, holding the kid. He's playing a marker game with the baby. I'm trying to be like, can you take your kid back? I'm trying to go. And not even in, like, some type of rude shit. I'm still taken aback that you've given me your child. So then I'm like, okay, maybe the body language isn't giving that I'm trying to give you your baby back. So then I go, okay, I'm going to give you back your child. He goes, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Do you not want your child back? I also, at any point, could have run out with that kid. And he was just chatting. Anyone who would walk in, he would, like, born to be, like, the town square gossiper, forced to be a father. That's what that was giving. That's what it was giving. I thought it was hilarious. Who knows how many people he's handed that child off to in the duration of him sitting there. So I, like, babysat for free, basically. Anyway, I thought that was a little silly, but a great day. A very good day. So tomorrow, I have a pretty not late, but like non-photographing week this week, unless something comes up. Just a couple meetings, and it's African Film Festival this month, and they're showing in 3 different locations, throughout the month. So like 1 week is at one spot, and the next week's at another spot, whatever. So for 1 week, I got an all-access pass, my boyfriend and I. So I'm trying to hit every single film. I think there's like 2 days that I have to miss. But otherwise, I'm going to every single thing. Like this coming weekend, I'm sat in the theater all day. And I can't wait. But, so that's basically every single day of my evening is going to be in the theater. And then I'm kind of giving this my creative week. So, I'm going to do some self-portraits tomorrow, I'm thinking. Because I need to set up and test, like, backdrop and light for a potential headshot that I'm doing. So I just need to make sure it's viable for the style that this person wants, or we decide if we want to get a studio. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing a little self-portrait. I haven't done a self-portrait in a long time. And I used to do them, like, at every pivotal moment of my life. Not on purpose, but, like, I would just feel this intense need to create something and document myself, like, kind of like a visual journey of that time period. But I haven't done it in like 2 years, 2-3 years, 2.5 years maybe. And I have a beautiful little idea that I want to do. So I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow before I wash my hair. Tomorrow's a wash day, so I think I'm going to do it in the morning before I wash my hair, because I want my hair to be, like, big and not in twists, because I'm going to be in the theater all week. I'm putting my hair in twists. I took it down early, like 4 days ago, because I knew that I would be we'd be filming today. There was something else that happened where I knew I would be, like, photographed or filmed or something, and I was like, I want to have my hair out of twists. And they were kind of falling apart, this set of twists that I did last week. So far I've been consistent in terms of deep conditioning, washing once a week, deep conditioning once a week, the flaxseed, and putting in twists. And I've seen a difference in my hair. Same with my skin. My skin's been doing really well. Like, at the end of the day, consistency. So what's important? So consistency in my skincare and my hair. Body is not doing too hot. But I have a doctor's appointment later this week, so we'll see what's going on. Training. I just get so fatigued so quickly. So I kind of have stopped running the past few days, but I don't know if I can fit in a run tomorrow. We'll see when I wake up. That being said, I should probably go to bed. But overall, we had that blip where a baddie needed to be down, needed to be a little sad. But this has been a really great week. Really great news, back-to-back news. The Photoville. I got a package in the mail, and I got published in this one running magazine for these photos that I took for the Sprint Collective. And I totally forgot that they were like, oh, we're going to be featured and we'd like your photos. They reached out to me, the collective. I'm like, sure, yeah, I filled it out. They sent me stickers and 3 copies of the print. So I now have 3 publications that I've been published in the past 4 months, which is pretty cool. Got the Photoville, have 2 exhibitions happening in Photoville, or 2 exhibitions in which 2 different photos of mine will be featured. The grant, something else. Oh, hearing back from the part-time job and progressing further. The weather is getting nicer, Yeah. So it's been a really good week. It's also been a little weird week, just in my personal life, but that's how life goes, So yeah, we up. So, I forgot tomorrow is Monday, so it's an OverExposed day. Yeah. So, I'll catch up with you next week. And I'm looking forward to this week. I really am. I'm looking forward to Tuesday specifically. It's supposed to be 80-some degrees. Oh! It's also Mother's Day, so I need to coordinate a gift. Okay. Now the, like, mental checklists have begun. Something that I do have to do, I do need to catch up on, like, my operational stuff. I do have to do that. Oh, and I'm a little behind on Artist's Way, so we need to get back on the consistency. But again, I think it really will benefit me. I mean, it always will benefit me, but it really will benefit me this week to be waking up early. So, that being said, I was going to read a little bit of a photo book, but I think we're just going to knock out. I was so tired today. Like, there was one time I was on the queue, which I rarely use. So I didn't know the stops. So I knocked out. And it was like 14th Street to 34th Herald Square. I needed to get off at Times Square. And so I knocked, and I think that's just one stop in between them, between 14th and 34th. I sleep, and I sleep so deeply that I wake up and I'm like, oh, is this Times Square? Is this Times Square? And then it's one of those seats where you're like this, but you also have like a catty corner. So there's someone next to me, but also like in front of me, but also next to me. And they both are like, no, it's 34th. I was like, oh, okay. Wake up again. I'm like, oh my God, I missed it. And then I was like right there. So I was falling into such deep sleep between each stop. I was like, I cannot wait to be in bed. So I am fatigued enough to knock out. I do not need a book today. I mean, I never rarely need a book. I'm also very proud of myself. I almost napped, but I didn't. Hey. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go to bed. It's been great. It's been a great week. Reminder that sometimes you just need to be a little sad. And sometimes personal life can rain and pour a little bit while you have the juxtaposition of professional and everything else going really well, or vice versa. I think it really had to be, like, I think it's, I don't know how true this is, and I promise I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't know how true this is, but, like, I remember potentially hearing or reading a couple years ago, maybe, like, high school or college, that Beyonce only gives herself one day of the year to, like, take things personally and, like, be sad and cry and, like, feel all the things, take all the criticism to heart, like, take it personally, all this stuff. And then she gets up from there. But she gives herself one day a week, 1 year, 1 day a year. Again, I don't know how true this is. But I've taken that shit to heart. And not like I'm like, I said 1 day a year. But, like, I am really good. One thing I was told in therapy a while ago was that I'm too quick to self-actualize my feelings. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. But, like, and the eldest daughter in me is, like, too quick to, like, rationalize, analyze, and, like, immediately jump to understandings and explanations for how I'm feeling and how I think. And I don't let myself really feel. So I've been so cognizant of that ever since. That's like 2 years ago that she told me that. And I was like, oh, okay, you're so right. So, like, I'd be so quick to put a name to stuff or something, you know. I'd be like, oh, the reason I'm feeling this way is because when I was younger, my yada, 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 and I experienced this and the trauma and that. Instead of letting myself, like, cry or, like, feel things and then reaching that point, I skipped the feeling part. So, all that to say, I've gotten really good at, like, when I'm really sad or whatever I'm feeling, I'm really good at, like, giving myself time, like, just enough time. I don't plan. It's not like I'm like, oh, start the clock. But I've gotten really good at, like, letting myself sit in it and be in it and wallow in it and feel sad or bad or whatever. And I think I gave myself, like, 2.5 days of that while still being a little semi-functional. Not really. I did cancel a lot of things and I didn't do a lot of things and whatever, but then I, like laid down. I was like, okay. I felt it. And I got up. And then moved on. Like, not moved on, but, like, it was like, you can't just be in bed all day. You gotta, like, keep living. Especially when you're building something and it's like, you're the boss. I can't afford to be in bed every single day and push the things that I need to do completely off. So I think it was a really good, like, now in hindsight, a day later, I think I did really well with, like, Thursday to Saturday. just kind of wallowing, but also still doing the things that I needed to do. Like I delivered photos and everything to people and answered emails and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I was just trying to be like, give yourself time. So in similar, not really similar, but like honor what you need to feel, but also be the person who like pulls yourself up and you're like, okay, time passes anyway, the sun gonna keep rising, so you better get up and eat your 3 meals and do your basic shit that you need to do and go back to your responsibilities and still give yourself time to feel too. And that's hard. It's I mean, depending on the severity of whatever you're feeling, and obviously different things will be different and how long it'll take you to feel or whatever. So don't know if any of that made sense, but it's now been 17 minutes of me talking. I had to delete CapCut, the app, from my phone in order to give me the space to do this so I wouldn't get cut off again. But thank you for being here. This week again was for Naughty. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I hope you're washing your dishes really well. And I'll check back in next week. And here's to a great upcoming week. And here's to finding joy and enjoying that 80-degree weather on Tuesday. And yeah, emphasis on finding joy, especially now more than ever. Especially if you're Black. Like, find that joy. Because in spite of it all, we keep on living. We are here. Black people will exist in the future. And we will be smiling and laughing and crying and feeling and all the things. All of that has to exist. And that is where I shall leave you tonight. I'll see you next week.